The concerns and aspirations.
Gordon Brown outside number 10 Downing Street in June 2007, speaking his first public words as Prime Minister. He had ached for this moment. Unlike most leaders in waiting, he had made it to the top, a triumph of stamina and purpose, at the very least. He was taking over from a politician of the same party. His administration was succeeding one where he himself had been a leading figure. Yet what he promised was a new government with new priorities, implementing a programme of change.
I will try my utmost. This is my promise to all of the people of Britain. And now let the work of change begin. Thank you.
And then the work began. This series will tell the story of Gordon Brown's extraordinary and dramatic 3 years at the peak of British politics, from the initial coronation and early adulation, through the depths of despair, to the final electoral defeat. To explore this period, I've interviewed key figures behind the scenes in Brown's number 10 who have never spoken in public before about what happened, and many former cabinet ministers who also talk candidly for the first time. His early strategy is explained by one of his closest advisers for many years, Spencer Livermore.
It was very clear how we wanted to position Gordon from the outset, and it was, I believe, a positioning that could have been durable and most certainly would have won him an early election. We'd reached a point of the Blair government where the public had slightly fallen out of love with Tony Blair, but essentially were still in a new Labour position. They wanted to focus on health, education, investment in the public services. They probably wanted a return to a domestic priority rather than what they saw as perhaps foreign adventures, but a slightly different style of politics of delivering that.
But did the two of you, in advance of him getting into number 10, or in those early days, have discussions about what the driving purpose was?
The discussions at that time focused much more on communications and positioning, and that may in itself, looking back, be reflective of the fact that there was less of an agenda to discuss, and that ultimately may say a lot about why, when that positioning collapsed after the election wasn't held in the autumn, that there was much less then to fall back on.
Yet some of his allies had told Brown to spell out clearly why he wanted to become Prime Minister in advance, to go beyond the vague mantra of change. One of them was his most trusted confidant, Ed Balls.
In those months before becoming leader, I think he was sort of, in some ways, more concerned...